as we continue in the thick of the second year of the COVID-19 pandemic. The business community continues to have to navigate this in different ways, month by month, week by week, and quarter by quarter, certainly. And there are many organizations that are helping them navigate those situations, organizations like the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. And we're pleased to cap off today's edition of the show with about 15 minutes left with Suzanne Levine, their executive director. Suzanne, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. One great thing about the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce is it puts on regular events and pop-up events too that help business owners collaborate with one another on a number of different topics. And one of the yearly events, one of the annual events that helps them collaborate is the Leadership Luncheon, or Leadership Breakfast as it is this year. And that's upcoming now for businesses to attend on October 13th at Wabi Country Club at 8:30. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect to experience and to learn at the Leadership Breakfast in 2021.
Well, these events are so great because not only are they fabulous networking events, but also it's an opportunity to meet some of the leaders in our community and make a connection with them. This year, we're very fortunate to have Casey Crane, President and CEO of Crane Communications, and he has a lot to say about where we've been and where he thinks we're going. He definitely has his pulse on the business community, plus some governmental entities and how they are going to be supporting our local and regional businesses. And I have my fabulous friend, Roop Raj, who always does a great job as an MC. So we have like a great perspective of the media as well as the business community. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to get out, meet people, and maybe learn a little bit more about how you can help support your business.
And this is currently open for business owners and people in the community to still attend. Can they still get tickets to this? Today
is the last day. So I urge everyone to contact wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com. Call me at 248-626-3636. Or they can go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com, and register that way. But it's truly an amazing event. In the past, we've had some really fabulous speakers. The guy from Shinola, Bedrock, Olympia Entertainment. We've had some movers and shakers in our city. So this is just a really great opportunity. And for me, it's been very fortunate because whenever we've had these great speakers, something phenomenal has happened at their organization, and they've made some great announcements. So perhaps Casey will have something that we'll be the first to know.
Yeah, or at least some really good insight for a lot of these businesses going forward whose communication is going to continue to be critical during this pandemic and after this pandemic in a new world, and especially in the business world that we're living in right now. We're joined by Suzanne Levine. She's the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Learn more about their Leadership Breakfast coming up next week, Wednesday, October 13th at 8:30 a.m. And get your tickets on today, the last day to do so, on their website at westbloomfieldchamber.com or by emailing wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com or calling 248-626-3636. Other events that are being held by the Chamber of Commerce that are coming back are your Business Innovation Generator, or BIG events. Those were key events that were going on monthly through the chamber before the pandemic, really insightful on new topics every single month that would help local businesses throw a new wrinkle into their game plan, or different strategies that they can employ or change in their business to put their best foot forward in the community and in the greater area as well, trying to attract customers and maintain clients. And you have another one coming up actually tomorrow morning from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. It's going to be a virtual one. So are these switching to virtual now and coming back, or is there going to be at some point in-person Business Innovation Generator events?
We're hoping to transition back into some sort of form of hybrid, where we host them usually at the library in their conference room. I know that they're doing some renovation there. And Civic Center TV has always been so fabulous in covering these events. We're always so grateful to you and your dedicated staff you covered our health fair a couple weeks ago, which was a huge success. I know the businesses that participated were excited to be in person to offer, what they know about how to stay in business. And also, we had a lot of traffic in there with people wanting to learn more about how they can stay healthy, both body, mind, and soul, as well as, financially. So that was a big event. I'm hoping to, as I say, transition from our Business Innovation Generator, our Women's Inspiration Network, our Connect with an Expert, and even our Senior Resource Group, which we collaborate with Parks and Rec, and they've been doing many of the Talk Time series now outside with the seniors, and I think they're going back to the Connect building on Orchard Lake. So there is this movement towards, doing some in-person. I'm hoping to also hold our annual fundraiser for a local charity. We usually pick a small local charity, and it's Prime 29 has done a great job of, hosting it for us. So we're hoping to do that late November, early December. And maybe one more big event that I'm working on in November, and then, transitioning in January, hoping that we can definitely be, more in person.
We're joined by Suzanne Levine. She's the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. You can learn more about their virtual, in-person, and hybrid events and other programs that they run to help your business here in the Greater West Bloomfield area and others that want to join in another local Chamber of Commerce by going to their website at westbloomfieldchamber.com. And so you're Business Innovation Generator virtual meeting. It's going to be tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. That's Wednesday, October 6th. And the featured speaker is going to be musician Ara Tapuzian, who's also a pretty prolific local business leader as well. What will Ara be speaking about at this Business Innovation Generator meeting?
He's going to talk a lot about, how he's transitioned his career. He was with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I know he was with Michigan Entrepreneurs. And so now he's doing this fabulous music. But, there's sort of a tie-in. I think what the pandemic has taught us, both good and bad, is that people didn't realize that some of them hated their jobs. And we're not talking even about, restaurant workers or that sort. There are people at high level that realized that they were in it for the money or maybe for the wrong reasons, and it wasn't feeding their soul. So he's going to talk a little bit about, kind of trying to find your passion and also being able to support yourself. And I think that was one of the great lessons of the pandemic, is that, people want to do something that they enjoy. We realize how precious our time is, and with our family. And also we spend so much time at work, we really need to figure out a way to love what we're doing and get the most out of it, because how can you help someone or be good at your job if you hate it?
We're joined by Suzanne Levine, the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, with us today on the Megacast. And Suzanne, you recently hosted a Make Your Website Work For You 6 Keys conference on September 29th. I actually got one coming up on October 21st from 2 to 2:45 p.m. What can people expect to learn at this seminar? Will this be a virtual one as well?
Yes. We're very fortunate because our president, Vito Kukru, also owns a company called Consult Vito, which is a big social media and marketing firm, and he's helped the chamber in so many ways, and he teaches these free Google classes. They are just amazing. How to get the most out of your email, how to connect with people on social media, on Facebook, how to write a tantalizing, headline. So he always comes up with innovative new classes. They're free. You don't have to be a chamber member to hop in. So I urge everyone to, go to our website and find out more about these classes, or sign up for our newsletters and e-blasts on our chamber website at westbloomfieldchamber.com. On the right-hand side, it says sign up, and you can learn about all our really great events. You don't have to be a chamber member to attend a lot of the virtual events. We're
joined by Suzanne Levine. She's the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, with us today on the Megacast. And Suzanne, right now as businesses are continuing to navigate through this pandemic, we're kind of in a spot now where things have kind of plateaued with the Delta variant. It's still a big problem, but it's not as much of a growing issue as it had been a few weeks back and certainly a month or so ago. But we also don't know where we're going with this right now, when or if cases are going to start reducing pretty soon. There's been some studies that have suggested that we're nearing the end of the pandemic. There have been other information that's been out there insight from experts that have said that we may not be anywhere near that point still because of the vaccination effort. What is the advice that you're giving to businesses right now about continuing to navigate through this current situation with COVID-19 and also plan for a very uncertain future still at this point?
Well, I sort of liken a virus to a business, where a virus is constantly reinventing itself. Mm-hmm. And that's basically what businesses have to do. So I love strategizing with them and trying to figure out how I can connect them to meaningful partners. I bill myself as a business matchmaker, and I've had a lot of success with that. And so I urge the businesses to contact me, and let's sit down and figure out how we can, give you kind of a refresh, because resting on your laurels just doesn't work in any sense. Whether you're, been in a job for 20 years, you really need to look at your skill set and see, what can I do to make them, more effective? Or maybe I need to figure out something that I haven't utilized right now that could be very effective in making me a better employer, employee, or business owner. And I think the biggest thing is, how do you attract and sustain good employees? Because we know one bad employee interaction, you may never go back into that store again.
Yeah, and on top of that, we've learned more than ever in the last few weeks, in the last several months especially. Businesses have learned the importance of retaining staff and retaining really good staff that want to be coming in and doing great work for your company long term, as they've tried to reacclimate their staffing situation to normal times and had a lot of struggle in doing so. Suzanne, we appreciate your time and for telling us more about the upcoming Leadership Breakfast as well as other programs and seminars that will be coming up through the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
And as always, we're so appreciative. I know that you're covering our event for us, yes. So thank you again. It really, I don't think people realize what a jewel Civic Center TV is for our community. So thank you again for all you do.